Hey folks, Hammeh here, bringing you some more hot off the press news. Overwatch's Year of the Rooster season event has only just been announced, and it looks as though that perhaps from a leaked Chinese advert we may know 4 more new skins that will be coming. On the Overwatch subreddit, Credit Hythloday, a Chinese player has apparently found an advert advertising a free week for Overwatch in China, commencing January 24th, when the event starts next Tuesday. Now, if this is real, then these skins feel thematically pretty good for a Chinese New Year celebration. They're based off the Chinese saga of Journey to the West. I'm going to quickly go through these skins and explain who these people are and why Zenyatta, Reinhardt, Roadhog and Winston are good fits for these skins, as well as the story behind them. So this advert showing apparently a free trial week in China shows 4 skins. We see Zenyatta, Winston, Roadhog and last but not least Reinhardt. They're all from the story Journey to the West, and most of you might recognise Winston as the Monkey King, but what about the others? Well, I was read Journey to the West as a child, and luckily I have some of the books, only the first 5 of 34, on me. So I'll quickly explain in this video the beginnings of the story behind Journey to the West, explaining exactly who these characters are and how the characters in question fit their Overwatch heroes' skins. Journey to the West is the tale of the Tang Priest, or that's how I know him, and his 3 disciples, Monkey, Friar Sand and Pig, as they travel to the West to fetch the true scriptures from Thunder Monastery, where the Buddha himself lives. Along the way they help people solve problems, and the 3 disciples, who have all been recruited, are serving the Tang Priest as redemption for various things that they've done in their lives. At the end of the story, they do all find redemption and bring back the scriptures. A little bit of a spoiler, but it's the journey that matters in the story. Do check it out sometime if you have time. Okay, onto the different characters and the skins. Firstly, we have Zenyatta. Now, Zenyatta is in the form of the Tang Priest, or Siwan-Zhang. In many ways, one of the main focuses of this story. In the city of Chang'an of the Tang dynasty, there was a monk named Chen who recited scriptures. He was known as Siwan-Zhang and became the chief Buddhist monk of the empire. Now, when the emperor heard of some scriptures in Thunder Monastery in the west that could save the empire from damnation, Siwan-Zhang volunteered to go. Commanded by the emperor himself, he set out with a few people accompanying him, but was attacked by demons and actually ended up being saved by the planet Venus. He was then told he'd get new disciples to help him along the way. It's on the first part of his journey, very early on, that he runs into Monkey, who's been imprisoned underneath a mountain for reasons that I'll explain shortly. Zenyatta bringing the Tang Priest really works. Both are pretty chilled out Zen characters. The Tang Priest as a character in Journey to the West hates seeing suffering of any people or beings, and he tries to help people all the time, tries to give them second chances, even though this sometimes backfires and gets the party of pilgrims into some challenging situations if they're ambushed, attacked or tricked, which happens quite often. So I think he's a great fit as a skin for Zenyatta. Okay, next up we've got Winston as Sun Wukong. Now most of us know Monkey, the Monkey King and Sun Wukong. Winston's been described as looking like him by May, and he's a favoured and the most well-known character, certainly in the West from this story and saga. You can see him in a whole bunch of games, Smite, Dota 2, Enslaved if you played that, Journey to the West, and it looks as though Winston's going to get him as a skin in Overwatch. He's also been, of course, drawn by May on Eco Point Antarctica. The story of Monkey, well, paraphrasing his beginnings, having been born from a stone, he learnt martial arts and the way, which gave him his magic abilities. He became king of the mountain of flowers and fruit, protecting his fellow monkeys in the country of Aulai. However, he proceeded to get a bit too big for his boots and kind of invaded heaven, started causing trouble there, and wanted to overthrow the Jade Emperor of Heaven himself. He caused so much trouble, in fact, that Buddha himself had to go and intervene and show Monkey how small he really was. Monkey was trapped under Buddha's hand, and Buddha created a mountain of 5 elements, trapping Monkey in his place. He was only allowed iron pills to eat and molten copper to drink, and he would have to stay under the mountain for 500 years until the Tang Priest arrived, and then he would then have to accompany him on his journey to the West to fetch the scriptures before he could be redeemed and forgiven. Monkey and the Tang Priest's relationship is challenging to start with, as Monkey doesn't want to be reprimanded by the Tang Priest, who challenges him to be more moral. The Bodhisattva Guanyin gives the Tang Priest a magic hat that he can tighten with a spell to keep Monkey under control. After Monkey takes this, he then, under threat to start with, resolves to guard the Tang Priest on the journey. So that's Monkey and Winston's skin, but what about the 2 others? Next up we've got Roadhog. Now obviously he's in a pig form, and Roadhog is another one of the Tang Priest's disciples, Zhu, or Pig as I knew him. In the country of Stubet in an old village, the squire of the village was Squire Gao, and he had a very beautiful 3rd daughter called Blue Lotus. He wanted her to marry someone who'd look after the household, his daughter, and support them in his old age. Zhu was offered Gao's daughter's hand in marriage as he came with no parents, no family, and Gao thought that he'd be a hard worker. Things were well. But as time passed, he began to look different, his face became like a pig's, and he gained a huge appetite, becoming very, very lazy. One day, Gao took him to task about this, and Pig flew away on a cloud, revealing himself as an evil spirit. Now, the Tang Priest and Monkey were journeying. They came upon the village of Gao and resolved to help. Monkey pretended to be Pig's wife, and when Pig discovers the deception, the 2 fight. Pig is defeated and reveals he used to be head of the Navy of Heaven, but was thrown out for making unwanted advances on the goddess of the moon while drunk. The Bodhisattva Guanyin ordered him to help the Tang Priest go to the west and bring back the scriptures. So Pig joins the party. Pig is a pretty gluttonous person, and he literally looks like a pig in Journey to the West, so he's a pretty decent matchup for Roadhog. Finally, we have Reinhardt. Now, he's Shah Heshang to some. I know him as Friar Sand. He's the third disciple of the Tang Priest, and the remaining member of the party. Sand, like Pig, was originally a general in heaven. However, he destroyed a valuable vase. There's different versions as to whether it was an accident or whether he did it in rage, but either way, he was pretty severely punished by the Jade Emperor for this. He was reincarnated as a man-eating sand demon, and every day, 7 flying swords sent from heaven would stab him in the chest if he didn't hide underwater, because obviously the swords couldn't get him there. The 9 beads around Reinhardt's neck on his skin can actually represent 9 skulls of a previous pilgrimage to the west who were eaten by Friar Sand in his rage. Bodhisattva Guanyin, again, she's the Bodhisattva of compassion, by the way, came and recruited Sand in exchange for relief from his suffering. He too was instructed to wait for the Tang Priest. So there you have it, that's the beginning of Journey of the West, and that kind of explains these 4 characters and potentially the 4 more skins that we might get. What do you think? Would you like to see these if they're real? The story of Journey to the West is really cool. I've only covered the beginning of it. I hope you've enjoyed finding more out about these characters, whether these actually become skins or not. Thanks very much for tuning in to this quick news update and a bit of lore, story and folklore behind what might be some new skins in Overwatch with the Year of the Rooster event. If you like this video, please throw a like, comment below with what you think of these skins. I'd love to hear your thoughts and any other skins you might like to see. Do pop back by my channel next week for full coverage of Year of the Rooster event, and if you like Overwatch lore, story and other culture behind Overwatch like this, do check out my other Overwatch lore videos. I've got so many on the channel in the playlist below. Cheers for tuning in. I've been Hammeh. Take it easy.